Hello there, Taurus, and welcome to your weekly reading. I'm Simone, and I will be doing a reading for you for this week from the 13th to the 19th of September. Now, please keep in mind that this is a general reading, not a personal reading, so it may or may not resonate with you, but you may also want to check out your moon, rising, or Venus sign to get a better idea of what to expect this week, Taurus. To get you started with your reading, I'm just going to pull a few cards to get sort of the general energy around your week and to give us an idea of where the week's going to go for you. Oh, look at that. We've got some cards coming out already. 3 cards, exactly as I wanted. So, let's get into it. We've got the past, home, and we've got water. So, Taurus, this tells us that you may be dealing with somebody from the past or an issue from your past. It could be a family member, it could be somebody that you lived with, or you may be looking at buying a home. But it is in some way connected to the past. So it could be something that you've been working towards for a while. I do feel like there's a lot of hard work involved here. Perhaps you're even just renovating, but there is a connection to home here. So it could be a family member, somebody that you lived with. Perhaps you're looking at moving into a new home, or moving in with somebody. And with the water card there, you could be dealing with somebody that is a water sign, or it could be that you have an emotional attachment to your situation at the moment, Taurus. What can Taurus expect for this week, please, universe? What can Taurus expect for this week? I feel like there's a bit of, it's going 2 ways. Like some people are moving into a new home and that's feeling, it's really exciting, but there's also this emotional, there's an anxiety, a feeling of anxiety that's coming up as well, with this home feeling. Now, whoever this is for, I feel as though somebody may be packing up their family home, the home that they grew up in, packing up the family home because perhaps the parents have passed on and you've gone back there to pack up their belongings. Now, if that's you, Taurus, my heart really does go out to you. It's not an easy job. It's not an easy task. Excuse me. But that's a clear image that they're giving me, that somebody is packing up their childhood home, which, yeah, my heart really does go out to you there, Taurus. Okay, but let's see, what can we expect for Taurus this week, please? I'm doing a very big shuffle here. Let's see what's coming up. As I said, a lot of hard work going into this change that's coming about for you, Taurus. With the 8 of Pentacles there, with the 10 of Swords and the Star, that does tell me that there's a cycle coming to an end. Something's coming to an end in regards to whatever it is that you're experiencing around the home or your living environment, or you've been waiting to move into a home. It's all of that hard work, the hard work that you've been putting in, it's now coming to an end, and you can be hopeful about your future. I feel like you've been manifesting this for a long time. You've really been putting all of your energy into this new cycle, this new chapter in your life, Taurus, and it feels like it's time. You've got the 2 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Wands there, which again tells me that the stress involved in this particular move, or this home situation that you've been dealing with, all the stress involved in that is now coming to an end. So either you are moving in with your partner, you're going to be living together. We've got the Two of Cups here, which for me is a soulmate card. So either you're going to be moving in with your partner, and the work that's been going towards that is now coming to an end. But it's time to close a door on something. We've got the Five of Pentacles here with the Ten of Wands. So that's, you've got two tens there. And tens always mean completion or a cycle coming to an end. Also, it is about manifestation as well. But I really feel like all the hard work and all the stress and anxiety that has gone into this home situation for you, I feel like that's all coming to an end. Perhaps you've been looking for a home and it's been really hard to either get into the market, or if you're renting, it's been really hard to find the right home for you, or there's been a lot of competition there when it comes to looking for a home. I feel like that's coming to an end, and you're walking away from the stress of it all, and walking towards something new with those tens that you've got there. I feel like the struggle is over, and there we go with the Ace of Cups. That's a new beginning that you've got there. Ace of Swords, again, another new beginning. I feel like if you've been sort of separated from your soulmate or your person, and you've been trying to work at pulling that back together, Taurus, I feel like you're well on your way to making that happen. We've got the Ace of Cups after the Two of Cups here, and the Ace of Cups is, you know, somebody is offering you that big cup of love, and it's like I can let go of the past now. I can let go of anything that went wrong in the past, and now we're starting again. There's a cycle completion here with all these tens, and you've got the World as well, which means that there is a big shift. There's a big shift happening. You've been waiting for this for a really long time, and now it's time to let go of those feelings of stress and anxiety, the burdens that you've been carrying. You can let those go, and you don't need to be scared about what's coming next, Taurus, because it's time to put your plans into action. So again, I'm coming back to, if you're moving, looking at being comfortable. I think that's what's most important here, looking at being comfortable, comfortable in your environment and in your surroundings, comfortable with the people that you're living with. I'm also feeling like if you were in a situation where you had like roommates, or perhaps right now you're in a situation where you're living with roommates, and it's not really working out for you, and you'd like to move on and find somewhere else to live, or find somebody else to live with, you're going in the right direction with that. Moving away from the people that you're currently living with. Josie, I've just heard the name Josie. So if your name is Josie, or you're dealing with somebody called Josie, there's something in this message that they'd like for you to pay attention to, please. Josie. Okay, but there's the opportunity for a brand new start for you here, Taurus, for the stress and the anxiety to fade away. If this is a case of where you've been in a partnership or a union with somebody, and you've made the decision that now it's time for you to move on from that, and you'd like to close the door on that relationship, I need to tell you that things are going to work out fine. So if you're moving away from a relationship and you're looking at sort of going it alone, being a bit more independent, starting maybe moving into a new house, moving into a new area, doing things without that person, you should find that you're fine. At the end of the day, it's, it's always really hard to separate from somebody and to work out what's going to happen next in your life. But I'm feeling like if that's you and you've got some worry about what's going to come next for you without that person, things are looking good. You don't need to be scared, because you've got new doors opening up for you there. And then again, we've got that, well, not again, but we've got the Eight of Cups here, which is just backing me up with where I said if you're walking away from something or somebody that wasn't feeling right anymore, then it should all work out just fine for you, Taurus. The Eight of Cups is telling us that you're walking away from something that you're emotionally connected to. But then we've got the Knight of Cups here as well, which is telling us that you've got something better coming for you in the future. So again, if you are looking at moving, that should work out just fine. Moving in with someone, moving away from someone, that should work out just fine. Whatever it is that you're closing the doors on, whatever cycle it is that you're finishing up with, it's going to turn out victorious for you and successful with that Six of Wands there. And then we've got the Sun card, which it kind of feels like it doesn't really matter which way you go at the moment, Taurus. Things are going to turn out just right for you. I mean, yes, you still have to put in work and you still have to, there's always a bit of worry and concern. It doesn't matter who tells you what. Whenever you start something new, there's always a bit of worry and concern in that. But it's feeling like at the moment, this is what you've wanted. This is what you've been working towards. So if you're waiting to close up a deal on a house, I feel like that works out in your favor, because I saw a house contract. I had an image of a piece of paper that said house contract, and you sign it and everything works out really well there, which is super cool. So if that's you, congratulations. So if you're waiting to sign a contract on a house, things should be working out very well for you there. Whatever it is, whatever you're closing the door on, walking away from, whether that be a person, it's something that you're emotionally attached to and connected to, walking away from a person or a home and walking towards a brand new chapter in your life, moving into a new home, moving in with your person, and perhaps you're a bit worried about how that's going to go for you. Are we going to fight? Are their habits going to be annoying for me? Things that I didn't know about, that I'm now going to take notice of, like, I don't know, like shaving your head in the lounge room. I don't know why that image has just come to me. I see somebody sitting on the lounge and they've got a razor and they're shaving their head. Very odd image to see just now. But yeah, if you're worried about your partner's bad habits or your roommate, it should all fall into place quite nicely there, Taurus. But let's move into the love reading and see where this is going to go this week. What can Taurus expect in love this week? Please, universe, tell us what Taurus can expect in love this week. So this is from the 13th to the 19th of September. Geez, the months are moving on quickly, aren't they? I know Taurus likes things to move, but I feel like even though you may be feeling impatient about things, Taurus, I feel like things are still moving quickly. So maybe you had a period where not much was happening, and now all of a sudden things are really moving forward. And it's like, yeah, I'm really excited about it, but at the same time, a little bit anxious about how things are going to turn out there. Okay, so I've had some cards fall out. Let's see where we're going with this. We have got the Seven of Cups. Now, this is the mutual energy here in your connection. We've got the Seven of Cups, King of Pentacles, and High Priestess. So somebody is making decisions here. trying to work out what to do, trying to work out how to push into or push forward into a level of comfort and stability. I'm feeling like there's a little bit of uncertainty, a little bit of hesitancy. Yes, we've got the Seven of Cups, but we've also got the High Priestess, which is telling me that there's a lot of thought going on. Is this right for me? Am I making the right decision? I'm feeling a little bit like something might be hidden. Not really. That emotions are running really high in this connection. We've got the Eight of Cups, the Six of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles. And this is your energy in the connection, Taurus. So there may have been arguments, and it's feeling in the way of you're saying to somebody you're not doing enough. Sorry, I've just hit the camera there. You're not doing enough, or you're not giving enough. You're not giving me enough because I don't know what's going on here. You feel like you have a really good connection to this person, but at the same time, you're a little bit torn because they're not giving enough. And you are looking for stability, Taurus. You do want to settle down. But I don't know, you guys may have been arguing a little bit. And there's still very deep feelings here. But at the same time, you're like, well, I don't know anymore if this is my person. And then for your person, we've got the Nine of Swords, the World, and the Sun. So your person's actually feeling hopeful. Like, yes, things are not amazing right now, but I think that we are able to work it out. I really love Taurus, and I want to put some time and effort into this connection to see where it goes here with Taurus. But I feel like, you know, if you have been having these arguments, I do feel like that's going to be coming to an end. And I feel like, Taurus, you want to take the connection more seriously now. But you've still just got those little questions around the connection, around, is this the person for me? Because like there is an element of anxiety still in the connection where you're just not sure. And I'm seeing an image of somebody in bed, and they're sitting up in the bed and they're looking at their partner next to them, and they're thinking, are you really the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with? Is this as good as it gets? Because it doesn't feel balanced, or it doesn't feel equal. Like the Six of Pentacles here is about an equal give and take, and it's not feeling equal. But I do feel as though you do feel like you can make it work. I think maybe you just have to look at the connection a bit differently. Look at it from a different angle. Sort of, and I don't want to have to say this, but sort of take into account where your person's coming from. Yes, I just heard, yes, they do need to step it up. So yes, they do need to step it up. They do need to offer you a little bit more. I feel like they need to tell you exactly what it is that they want. What is the goal here? What is the goal in this relationship? What do you want from me long term? Do you want kids? Do you want to get married? If we're not married, do you want to get married? Do we want to buy a house together? Because it feels like, you know, the relationship is just plodding along. A little bit of Groundhog Day going on here. So show me what you want, you know. There we go. Show me some passion. But I feel like this is something that needs to be talked about, because you're both very much in the relationship. It's just that, where is the passion? Where is the communication? You know, you're not really talking about feelings. it's feeling a bit like I'm doing my thing and you're doing your thing, and we just happen to come together. Um, but I feel like this is something that can work. Um, it can come back into balance with the Justice card here. I do feel like things can come back into balance. Um, it's just a matter of working together. You've got the Ace of Wands here. Communicate. You know, look at this king with his fiery wand that he's got here. Just communicate. Wands are always about communication. Communicate. Talk to each other. Tell each other how you feel. Even, you know, Taurus, if you start the conversation without any feelings of, like, try not to feel like you're under attack with whatever your person is saying to you. Just try not to feel like you're being attacked, because I feel like that's what's going on here. As soon as you start to talk about feelings, there's a level of defensiveness. And I feel like that's between both you and your person. You're both feeling that way. As soon as feelings start to get discussed, you're both quite defensive, and then you stop talking about it. And then it just sits there, and then we're back to sitting in the bed staring at our partner going, well, what do you want? What are we doing here? Are we together or are we not? Is this forever, or should we just give up now? So it all comes back to just having those discussions, Taurus, and just thinking about equal give and take, thinking about your person's perspective as well as yours. But I do feel like at the end of the day, a compromise can be made here, and you can, the two of you can pull it all in together and make things work really well, Taurus. But that's about all I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching. If it did resonate with you, if you did get some guidance or clarity, I would love to know if you could give me a like, share, or subscribe so that I know that the messages are getting to the people who need them. But I really do appreciate your time in watching, and I will see you again next week. Bye now. Hello there, for you for this week from the 13th to the 19th of September. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate with you. It's not a personal reading, but you may want to check out your moon, rising, or Venus sign just to get a better idea of what to expect this week. If you've been here before, thank you for returning. If you're new, also thank you for watching. I will be just pulling a few cards to get the general idea or the general vibe of what's around your reading and what we can expect to come out of your reading. So first card out we've got here is Butterfly. So there's a bit of a transformation going on for you here, Virgo, switching things up a little bit, or somebody may see you as their butterfly. Also, that is somebody's sign when you're asking the universe or God or whoever it is that you ask for guidance. When you're asking for that guidance, your sign comes through as a butterfly. So they're just bringing my attention to that. So they'd like for you to pay extra special attention to the reading. And then the next card out we got there was Ask Yourself Why. So you're wondering why things have turned out the way that they have. Also wondering where to go next. What path am I supposed to be taking next? And then you've got other commitments, which tells us that, you know, if this could be in regards to a relationship, perhaps somebody's attention has been taken away from you and you're wondering what's going on there. Why has their level of attention wavered here? And that's because they've got their mind on other things at the moment. It could be work, it could be family, friends, another person. But there is something there that's taking their focus away from you and you're wondering why is that happening. Also, it could be that, you know, you're going through this major transformation at the moment, Virgo, and I feel like all of you are. You're sort of wondering what's happening next here. And I do feel like you've got a lot of stuff that's happening, and it's sort of pulling you in all different directions. You could also be looking at starting a new job as well, changing your role in your workplace, or moving into a new job. which is quite positive. But there's also a feeling of your attention has been taken away from something that was once a priority, and now you're putting your attention into other areas there, Virgo. But what can Virgo expect for this week? Please, universe, what can Virgo expect for this week, 13th to the 19th of September? What can Virgo expect this week? Got cards wanting to jump out here. Communication, Virgo. So if you've been waiting to hear from somebody, now is the time that it's probably going to happen. You've been taking some time out to try and sort of get things clear in your mind, it feels like. You've probably been a bit exhausted, and you're trying to just clear the path in your head, basically. Work out, how did you get to this point? What did I do to get me to this point? And also, talking about the work stuff that came up before, you are possibly looking at starting a new role, working with other people, working in a new area. That's also a possibility coming up for you this week. So perhaps you're waiting to hear about a job there, Virgo, and you could be a little bit stressed out because you're not hearing what's going on. You're not hearing from the person that you're waiting to hear from. But I do feel like it is related to work stuff here. Now, if it is related to the person that you're thinking about, I feel like, you're taking a bit of time apart at the moment. There's a bit of a separation here, or you've withdrawn, or they've withdrawn from you. But you're thinking about, how can we bring that back together? How can we come into union, work together, and make things happen here? Again, with the Knight of Wands, you've got communication, but you're feeling a bit maybe indecisive, or there's a bit of upset because you're not hearing from the people or the person that you want to hear from, because you would like to know, what is the best way to proceed? What is the right path for me to take here? And you're really not sure of what to do with that Two of Pentacles there. Really not sure to do, really not sure which way to go. Now, it could be that you're waiting to hear from a few different sources. So you may have applied for a few different jobs, and you're waiting to hear back from those so that you know which way you need to go next, Virgo. But you're definitely waiting for answers here. And you're feeling out of sorts because you're not getting the information that you need to tell you which way to go next. What's the best avenue for you to take here next? And I do feel like somebody's having issues with their belly at the moment. And I feel like, keeping in mind, I'm not a medical professional, but I do feel like it's directly related to stress and anxiety, which is sort of causing your belly to be a little bit upset. They've given me this a little bit like I've got knots in my stomach because I am feeling anxious about how things are going to turn out here, because things are not really happening fast enough at the moment. So it's giving you those knots in your belly, Virgo, which is a super uncomfortable feeling. But let's see what else is coming up for you. We've got the Empress there, which is a really good card to see, because the Empress always brings new. The things that you've been working towards, the ideas that you've been having, the Empress always says that there's new things coming there. And look at that, we've got communication again with the Page of Wands there. So you're just waiting for that communication. I feel like you're feeling hopeful that it's going to be a positive outcome there, but you are also feeling super stressed. Now, I do feel like that the feeling of stress and anxiety, it is coming to an end here with this Ten of Swords. Now, swords can often mean that look at the picture, it means that you've been stabbed in the back. But in this instance, I feel like it's, coming to the end of a cycle, coming to the end of of the worries and the stress, because you've been waiting to hear or waiting to get this information to tell you what you are supposed to do next. And I feel like that period of worry, that period of indecisiveness or fear even, that's coming to an end, because that news is on its way, Virgo. What else can Virgo expect this week, please, universe? What else can Virgo expect this week? Well, that's really nice to see there, Virgo. You've got the Nine of Cups, which is, you know, working towards your wish fulfillment, and being in a place where everything is as it should be. And with the Sun there, that tells us that you've got abundance coming your way. And beautiful to see that next to the Wheel of Fortune, because that means it is the right time. Things are going to happen for you in the right time. And I feel like this week could be the right time for you. It could be the week that you receive the news that you've been waiting for, with that Page of Swords there. Really in two minds about what you're going to do. So you could hear or get news from two sources. So as I said earlier, if you've applied for a job with a couple of different places, they may both come back to you and say, hey, yeah, we'd like to offer you the job. And then you're going to have to make that decision. And from the time you make that decision, I feel like things will start moving along quickly and nicely for you. And I really do feel like you're working to that place of ultimate abundance. So if you've been sort of getting down on yourself, going, well, you know, I've put in the work, I've made the applications, nobody's getting back to me, obviously I'm not good enough, nobody wants me. Try and put those thoughts out of your head, because this is telling us that at the end of the day, hopefully this week, because sometimes these readings do roll over into a few weeks, but hopefully this week you will be getting the news that you've been waiting for. And then I do feel like you're going to have to make a decision, Virgo. And I know you don't like having to make decisions, but there will be a decision, and you're going to have to choose the best path for you. And if the butterfly is your symbol, ask for the butterfly to let you know which path is the right one for you. I feel like that's super helpful there, Virgo. But now let's move into the love reading. And the first row here is the mutual energy between you and your person at the moment, Virgo. So trying to find out things here. You could be keeping an eye on your person, because they're not moving fast enough. So perhaps you've been separated from your person, and you're like, well, are they coming back to me? What's going on here? Because we do have, with the Ten of Swords here, feeling like, okay, well, I've walked away, and now what? I'm feeling like somebody is feeling exposed. And that could be a part of this Page of Swords, you know, looking for information, or somebody is watching somebody else. You could be watching on social media, looking at each other's posts, or they're watching you, you're watching them. Either way, and it feels like this has been going on for quite some time. And then I've just heard Facebook is a problem. So Facebook is a problem if you're trying to get information out of somebody's Facebook page, or they're trying to get information out of yours. That's part of the problem, because not everything is always as it seems when you're looking at stuff online. Now in this second row here, this is your energy around the connection, Virgo. So you want the Ten of Cups, you want the happy ending, but I'm feeling like you've got a bit of a wall up here, because there's a little bit of, I don't really trust you, or I don't feel like you're here for the long term. So you may be like, you want the happy ending, you want the happily ever after, but do you actually want it with this person? I feel like that's what you're thinking about. You know, it's very backwards and forwards, very up and down with this person. It's taking a long time for them to make a commitment. So you may be thinking, is it time for me to move on? Or do I now just stay where I am and just let them go in and out of my life? But you do want some stability. You want things to calm down, and you need to know. You need to know what's going on. Now, it may be that you make the decision here, Virgo, and you take it out of that person's hands. You take it out of your person's hands and you make the decision, and you may decide to move away from your person. You may decide to walk away. No, I've had enough of this up and down sort of roller coaster behavior. Like you come to me when you need something, and then when you've got what you wanted, then you walk away, and I don't hear from you for quite some time, other than when I look at your social media. So you may make the decision here that it's time to just let this person go so that you can have a bit more calm in your life, and then you can sort of look towards somebody else, because I do feel like you've had enough of this, Virgo. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. You have your own free will. You know how you feel, but it's up to you, whatever decision you make. But I do feel like some of you are going to be moving away. Now, if you have not heard from your person for a little while, you can expect some communication with this Page of Wands, but I feel like it's immature communication. So when they do come to you with an offer, I don't feel like it's an offer of stability. I feel like it's a bit like, hey, I haven't seen you for a while, let's hang out. And with this High Priestess and the Magician here as well, they do really like you. And I feel like they have this... they have this feeling like, yeah, you're a really cool person. I love hanging out with them. But at the same time, it's like, well, how could we make it work in the long run? I don't know if this is somebody that I can be with forever. How would we make that work? Excuse me. So it's not to say that they don't actually want to be with you, because I feel like they do. There's just this feeling of, how can we make that work? And I don't really have enough to offer, Virgo. With this, there's immaturity that comes up in this Page of Wands. So it's like, I really like Virgo, and we've been doing this for a while now, but I don't have what Virgo needs. I don't have enough to offer them. And I feel like they know this deep down, even though they think you're a wonderful person. They think you're quite beautiful. And it's like, in another universe, or in a fantasy land, yeah, we could be together. But in reality, I don't know how we would make that work. That's the sort of message that's coming up around your person. But I feel like you're in the same boat there, Virgo, where you're like, yeah, I really like them, but they're, my person's a bit immature, and they don't really have the stability to offer me. They're not ready to settle down, even though I really like them. I have feelings for them, but they can't give me long term, and I know that, and they know that. So feeling a little bit like I would love for it to happen. I'd love to be able to make it work with the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like there's a lot of work that goes into this. And the Three of Cups there, and the Wheel. There's a lot of work. I'm feeling work. There's a lot of work that goes into this connection. And I feel like the two of you really do want to be together, but you just don't know how to make it work. And it's like, well, perhaps this isn't the right time. Perhaps you know, maybe in a whole nother life, in a whole nother world, we could make it work. Um, because the two of you really do, you do want to be together. You do want to be with this person. You see huge potential in them, huge potential of having this Ten of Pentacles and having this happy life together. But there's just, they feel like does talk to or associate with a lot of other people there, Virgo. And it doesn't mean that they're romantically involved with other people. Whenever I get the Three of Cups, it always brings me to third party. Now, third party, yeah, it can be that there's another person romantically involved, but it can also be a family member that is influencing your person. They could be worried about how other people are thinking and feeling about your connection, or what they would think if they knew about it. So yeah, I feel like it's this, well, we want to be together. We both really see potential and value in each other. But it doesn't feel like it's, yeah, it's I just heard the name Justin. So if you could be dealing with a Justin, or perhaps your name is Justin, they just want you to pay particular attention to the reading and what's being said here. So it's not to say that the two of you cannot work things out and be together. It's just that I feel like your person is heavily influencing your connection. I also feel like while you guys are very much attracted to each other, just at this moment in time, Virgo, you may be thinking about moving on. They really want to be with you, but it's like they come in and out. So I'll contact you when I need you, when I need to see you. And then when I don't need you, well, you don't really hear from me. And I feel like that is the most that they can offer at the moment. They don't feel like they're in that frame of mind or in that headspace at the moment, or they're not feeling like they have enough stability to offer you, Virgo. But I guess it's about waiting it out and seeing where things go, pretty much. But thank you so much for watching your reading this week, Virgo. I really do appreciate everyone that watches. If it did offer you a bit of guidance or clarity, please give me a like, share, or subscribe, just so that I know that the messages are getting to the people that need them. But I truly do appreciate you being here this week, Virgo, and we will talk soon. Thank you. Hello there, Capricorn, and welcome to your reading with me. I'm Simone, and I will be doing both a general and a love reading for you for this week, from the 13th to the 19th of September. So thank you so much for being here and watching. Please keep in mind that this is not a personal reading, so it may or may not resonate with you. So it's just a general reading, and I'm just going to pull some cards to get us the sort of vibe around what you can expect this week, Capricorn. So what can Capricorn expect this week, please, universe? Now, you may need to go and have a look at your moon, rising, or Venus sign as well if this one doesn't offer you any guidance or clarity. Looking at those signs in your birth chart may be helpful for you as well. What can Capricorn expect this week, please, universe? What can Capricorn expect? Oh, look at that. We've got some cards. Ask the question. Kindness and blockages. Okay, now I feel like things are not going your way, Capricorn. You're waiting. You could be waiting for news. You could be waiting to hear from somebody. But I feel like at this time you need to be thinking about being a little bit kinder to yourself. Now, also, if you do talk to somebody or ask them the thing that you want to know, please keep in mind that you may not get the response that you thought you were going to hear, or you might not like what they have to say. So just keeping in mind how you react to any news that you receive. And also, I feel like there is a delay with that blockages card here. there's a delay in the process. So if you're waiting on news, you're waiting to hear from somebody, you just want to know what's going on, there is a delay. Something is stopping the process from being able to happen. Now, we are in a pandemic, so around the whole world, things are being delayed. But I feel like, there's a delay or a blockage there that's stopping you from getting the information that you're waiting to receive. So be kind to yourself, because there is a lot of anxiety around this as well. Be thoughtful of the way in which you're communicating with yourself, Capricorn, because I know some of you are being terribly hard on yourselves. So just, keep that in mind, being kind to yourself. But also, if you receive news and it wasn't what you expected, just being careful about how you respond to that news as well, or how you approach the person or talk to the person. So we've got the Eight of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Two of Cups. We've got lots of cups here, so there's a lot of emotions going around for you at the moment, Capricorn. And you're thinking about giving up, which wouldn't necessarily work in your favor at the moment, I don't think. And it comes back to that sort of unknown and the delay and the blockage. But you may be feeling like giving up on something that's actually perfect for you. This Two of Cups is often the card of soulmates. In this instance, I feel like it's something that's perfect for you. So trying to keep that optimism in your situation, Capricorn, is very important. Now, I do remember last week telling you that good news was coming. If you haven't already received that, I still feel like the good news is coming, because it's like you're feeling like, okay, well, it's never going to happen. So I'm just going to give up, and feeling like you need to retreat there and give some thought to the situation, which I think it's a good idea, to try and slow it down a little bit. Process the thoughts and the feelings that you're having, but trying to stay optimistic, because I feel like that whatever it is that you're waiting to hear about, it could be a person that you're waiting to hear from, but I feel like at the end of the day, this is something that's perfect for you. It's a great match for you, and so trying not to give up at this point, or trying not to feel like all hope is lost. Super important at the moment there. Oh, and then we've had a card come out. We've got the World, which there again, trying not to have fear. When we see the World, it's don't give up, just keep going. Try not to be frightened about what's coming to you, which by the looks of things, you could have a choice that you need to make. You could have a few things that you're trying to decide between, but I also feel like you've got this great offer of abundance. You've got an offer of abundance coming towards you, something that can put you in a place where you're going to be feeling quite independent, like, hey, I've got this. I know what I'm doing now. So that news that you're expecting, or whatever it is that you're waiting for to happen, to put you into that place where you feel like you've got it all together, and you feel like you know which way to go next, that's coming for you. The abundance is on its way. And you may end up saying, well, what was I so worried about? And I think it's the delay that has you so worried. And also just the way in which you're treating yourself is what's causing all this grief and this worry. Sometimes if we tell ourselves that we're not going to get a good outcome, then that causes a lot of stress. And you may be saying that to yourself, well, it's never going to work out. I'm never going to get good news. And whoever is experiencing headaches at the moment, I've received a pain in my head. So yeah, the situation is a headache. I understand that. But if it's you're experiencing headaches at the moment, or even like right now, They would like for you to pay attention to what's being said in this reading, please. We've got the Knight of Wands, so there is fear there for you. There is hesitancy in how this is all going to work out for you, because I feel like you are waiting for news from, it could be from an institution, so it could be like job related, but it's feeling like it is coming. You've got the Six of Wands there, which is the card of victory and success. And then with coming on the back of the Nine of Pentacles there, that also says, you know, coming into a place where everything is working out just fine, where you can be feeling at ease and happy, because you're in a place now where you know what is right for you. You know which way or how you can proceed in the situation. And with that Three of Pentacles there, it's like things are going to work out, or you're going to be working with somebody, which is going to set you on the right path to success there. But there is definitely feelings of hesitancy, or like it's not going to work out in your favor. But the world reminds us to try not to be fearful about what's going on there. Also, I've just got the image of reading glasses in my mind at the moment. So it could be that you're experiencing headaches. Now, keep in mind that I'm not a medical professional of any kind, not even close. But keep in mind that you may be experiencing headaches because you either need glasses, or you may need to have your eyes tested or retested, so that you're not having so much strain on your eyes at the moment, Capricorn. So if you have been experiencing headaches and you know that it's time to go and get your eyes looked at, then please get onto that this week, because they're showing you reading glasses. Very important there. But yeah, I do feel like victory and success is coming your way, and you are going to get the news that you've been waiting to hear, which will turn out to be a perfect match for you. You feel like you're taking a risk, or that the situation is a bit too risky for you. And I think, you know, you're just waiting for things to fall into place, because everything's been feeling so uncertain for you, Capricorn. You're just waiting for things to fall into place, but just please try and keep your eye on the prize. That's what the Queen of Cups does. She keeps her eye on the prize, and she doesn't sort of fall off the horse, so to speak. You know, she knows what she's working towards, and she keeps herself focused and keeps going with what it is that she's working towards. And with the High Priestess there, I feel like I'm really drawn to the black and the white pillars there. So I feel like everything is not black and white, Capricorn. So try and keep your mind open. Understand that if there are some delays here, that will be worked out. Now, I feel like deep down, like on a subconscious level, you're like, yeah, everything is going to work out for me. But then that, you know, that sort of ego steps in and says to you, hey, nah, don't be ridiculous. It's not going to go your way. But you have got the card of success and victory here. The world tells you to try not to be fearful of what's coming up in your life for you. And I just heard, look at the bottom of the deck, and you've got the King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. And that, the King of Pentacles, look at that. He's holding on to his pentacle. Things are falling into place. Finally, things are feeling stable with the King of Pentacles. You put the work in, you reap what you sow. So you put the work in, and you get good outcomes from that work. And I know that you just want things to work out, because you know, Virgo, that you've given this all you've got, and you just want things to fall into place for you there. But the King of Pentacles tells us that there is stability on its way. They don't ever Um, I don't ever get the message to look at the bottom of the deck for no good reason. So the King of Pentacles is bringing stability. Things are falling into place. And remember that any delay is good. Delay is always because, you know, for whatever reason right now is not the right time. And then when things start to happen, it's because it's time for those good things to happen as they need to and as they should. You know, sometimes we think that because there's a blockage or a delay that everything's fallen apart. But no, it's just because you don't have everything that you need right now. And then a little bit further down the track, when the universe removes the delay or the blockage, excuse me, it's because now it's time. Now you'll have everything that you need for that abundance. So if you can just be a little bit patient there, Capricorn, because things are going to fall into place. You will get the news that you're waiting for, and things. As I said, it's a perfect match for you, that's really good news, Capricorn. So even though you might be feeling really upset at the moment, just try and push through those feelings to get you to that place of abundance. But moving into the love reading now, Capricorn, this first row is the mutual energy of the connection that you're in, excuse me, with the person that you're with. So there is fear around this with the Eight of Swords. There is fear, and we've got the World card again. So trying to let go of that fear in this situation, but also putting in the work. I feel like you're putting in the work necessary to push through those feelings of fear, to try and make the decision. Perhaps you're a little bit frightened of commitment, or your person is frightened of commitment, and they're trying to work through those feelings at the moment, Capricorn. But we'll see what comes up in this next row. The next row is how you're feeling about the connection. But there definitely is a feeling of fear here. And it may also be that you or your person are a bit distracted by practical matters at the moment. So perhaps you're really thinking about work or study, finances, and that's your priority at the moment. So you're not giving too much to the connection right now. Or it could be your person that's doing that, and they're not giving too much to the connection right now. So that's bringing up sort of feelings of, you know, what's going on here, and trying to work through those feelings. Now, we've got the Queen of Cups here. This is your row, Capricorn. This is how you're feeling about the connection. You've got the Queen of Cups. So you're very much in love with your person, and it's you want to get those feelings out there. You know now that 100% this is your person. You want to work with them. And then we've got the Three of Pentacles over here, which can mean that there is, like I said earlier, that there's a situation that's taking attention away from the connection. Now, it could be, as I said, work. It could be like concerns about finances. But I do feel like you, Capricorn, your mind is stuck more on practical matters at the moment than it is on your relationship or your connection with your person. But that's not taking away from the love that you've got for this person. You're not showing your emotions to them as you normally would, because you're concerned about other things at the moment. Now, they've just given me an image of somebody walking. So perhaps you have taken up walking for health reasons, or you're walking to try and sort of let go of the anxiety that you're feeling at the moment. But they are showing me somebody walking, and it's like walking, clearing my mind, trying just to get myself grounded again, That might be like a time out for you to just pull your thoughts together. But I feel like this is a new thing or a new hobby that you've taken up, a new activity. But I do feel, and somebody could even be walking around like a duck pond, because I can see a duck pond. So somebody, maybe you could even be walking right now and you just have this with your headphones on. But there is, somebody's walking around a duck pond as well. So please take that however it resonates. And yeah, they would just like you to pay a bit of extra attention to the reading. So let's pull now for your person and how your person is feeling at the moment. Capricorn, we've got the 10 of Wands, the 3 of Cups, and the 3 of Wands. So there's a bit of hesitancy here. I feel like they still are very much in love or have deep feelings for you. But when we see the 10 of Wands, that's about something coming to an end. But I feel like they're trying to move closer to you, to be honest. I feel like, you know, I'll pick up the card and let you look at the card. I feel like in this instance, this girl with her bison, I think it is, she was at the top of the mountain and she's walked all the way down that mountain and she's trying to come towards whatever is going on in her life at the moment. And I feel like with you, Capricorn, she's trying to come towards you. I feel like your person, male or female, your person is looking for a closer connection with you, with this 3 of Cups here as well. I feel like they're looking to strengthen the union, and they want to tell you that, but they're feeling a little bit hesitant with this 3 of Wands here. They want to come towards you, but perhaps you're, as I said before, you're not really expressing your feelings towards your person as you used to, because your mind is stuck on other matters. I feel like your mind is stuck more on practical matters. So your person's going, well, I'm not really sure if I should tell them what I want or what I need. I shouldn't tell them that I would like them to focus on me a little bit more, because Capricorn might get really irritated with me for asking for more attention. You may come together. It may be a thing between you and your person where you come together at the end of the day, and you sit around the table and maybe you have a beer or a cup of tea together. I feel like you share a drink together at the end of the day. And, you know, when you're in that time, and normally you'd be talking about your day and you'd be talking about your goals and what you're looking for to work towards together. But I feel like you're not giving as much in those moments. And you're not really thinking about it. It's not on purpose. It's just that your mind is distracted about other things, but your person is missing those times. Your person's missing the time sort of where they have you all to themselves and, you know, just able to talk about sort of upcoming events or what are our goals, what are we working on together here, you know, or if you're not in a union where you're completely committed, just those times where the two of you do come together. Maybe you go out for dinner every couple of weeks and just enjoy each other's company, but you might be saying, hey, I'm not able to do that this week. I'm not able to catch up with you this week because I've got to work. Or I can't see you this week because I don't want to spend the money. Could be another issue as well. So just keeping that in mind, that your person is feeling a little bit left out at the moment, Capricorn, and they want to express those feelings to you, but they're just not sure that it's the right time for them to be saying anything, because they really don't want to upset you, or they don't want you to feel like you're not enough because you're not able to give enough to the connection at the moment. But we'll see what comes up in this outcome here with the cards. What's coming up in the outcome here? Oh, very nice. We've got the Chariot and the Queen of Pentacles, and we've got the Moon. So yeah, just trying not to hide your feelings, I feel like is quite important at the moment, Capricorn, being honest. You know, we've got the Chariot here, which is sort of overcoming obstacles and working towards a victory. And the Queen of Pentacles, she actually came up no, she didn't come up in this reading, I don't think. That was the Nine of Pentacles. But the Queen of Pentacles is, you know, she is stability. She has the world in her hands, and everything everything is stable around her. You know, she's the queen of stability, basically. So just keeping in mind that sometimes you do need to take your mind off the practical, and put your feelings into the non-practical, so more emotional things, Capricorn. Now, I know you are by nature a very practical sign. I get that. I understand that. No issues there. But I just feel like in this union with your person, they just want a little bit more from you. They feel like you're keeping your emotions to yourself, and they would just like for you to put a little bit more out for them, put a little bit more out there for them. I don't know how I said that the first time, because I feel like there is a close connection there between the two of you, but there's just other stuff getting in the way at the moment. So just keeping in mind, trying to make that extra room for your person. I think they'd very much appreciate that, Capricorn. But thank you so much for listening this week. I really do appreciate it. I also appreciate any likes, shares, or subscribes that I get, as it lets me know that the message is getting across to the people who need to hear them. But yeah, I wish you all the best for this week, Capricorn, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.